The Emperor's Inner Citadel. Mastering Stoic Calm in a Chaotic World. Marcus Aurelius, Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, stands as a titan in the landscape of human thought. His Meditations, a private journal intended for his own reflection, has become a timeless guide for navigating the complexities of life with equanimity and inner peace. Aurelius lived during a period of significant turmoil, facing military campaigns, political intrigue, and personal loss. Yet he consistently demonstrated an unwavering commitment to Stoic principles, seeking tranquility not in external circumstances, but within the depths of his own being. His wisdom, though rooted in ancient philosophy, remains remarkably relevant in our modern world, a world characterized by constant change, information overload, and relentless pressure. This essay delves into the core tenets of Aurelius's philosophy, exploring practical strategies for cultivating inner calm and resilience in the face of life's inevitable challenges, going above and beyond the key ideas highlighted in the original transcript. We will examine how to detach from external validation, embrace the present moment, view adversity as opportunity, practice reflection, and integrate these principles into a holistic approach to living a more virtuous and fulfilling life. Beyond these core concepts, we will explore the broader Stoic framework that underpinned Aurelius's thinking, including the importance of virtue, reason, and acceptance. This comprehensive exploration will offer a pathway for readers to build their own inner citadel, a fortress of calm and strength that can withstand the storms of life and allow them to flourish even in the most challenging circumstances. We will interweave original analysis with key insights inspired by the original transcript, providing a fresh and engaging perspective on Aurelius's timeless wisdom. By understanding and applying these principles, readers can transform their own lives, cultivating greater peace, purpose, and resilience in a world that often seems intent on disrupting our equilibrium. The journey to Stoic calm begins not with grand pronouncements, but with small, deliberate steps, each one a conscious choice to align ourselves with virtue, reason, and acceptance. Deconstructing the pillars of Stoic calm. 1. Detachment from external opinions. Finding freedom in self-validation. The original transcript rightly highlights Aurelius's emphasis on detaching from external opinions. This is a crucial cornerstone of Stoic philosophy. In a world obsessed with social media, popularity contests, and the relentless pursuit of validation from others, this principle is more relevant than ever. We are constantly bombarded with messages telling us who we should be, what we should want, and how we should measure our success. Aurelius argues that true freedom lies not in seeking approval from the outside world, but in cultivating inner self-sufficiency and aligning our actions with our own values. The problem with seeking external validation is that it places our happiness and sense of worth in the hands of others. We become slaves to the opinions of people who may not even have our best interests at heart. Their judgments are often arbitrary, based on fleeting impressions, personal biases, and a limited understanding of our true selves. Furthermore, opinions are constantly changing. What is praised today may be condemned tomorrow. To base our self-worth on such shifting sands is to invite constant anxiety and disappointment. Aurelius understood this inherent instability. He recognized that the opinions of others are external to us, beyond our direct control. He wrote extensively about the importance of focusing on what we can control, our thoughts, actions, and intentions, and accepting what we cannot. This acceptance is not passive resignation, but a powerful act of liberation. It frees us from a need to constantly seek approval and allows us to pursue our own path with courage and integrity. So, how do we practically detach from external opinions? It's not about becoming indifferent to others or dismissing all feedback. Constructive criticism can be valuable for growth. The key is to develop a discerning filter to evaluate feedback based on its merit and relevance to our own values and goals, rather than simply accepting it as gospel truth. Here are some practical steps. Identify your values. What truly matters to you? What principles guide your decisions? When you're clear about your own values, you're less likely to be swayed by the opinions of others. Practice self-reflection. Regularly examine your motivations and actions. Are you doing things because you genuinely believe they are right, or are you seeking approval? Challenge negative self-talk. Often, the most damaging criticism comes from within. We internalize the negative opinions of others and use them to beat ourselves up. Challenge these internal critics with reason and compassion. Remind yourself of your strengths and accomplishments. Focus on your purpose. What are you trying to achieve? What contribution do you want to make to the world? When you're focused on a meaningful purpose, the opinions of others become less important. Embrace imperfection. Nobody is perfect. We all make mistakes. Accepting our imperfections allows us to be more forgiving of ourselves and less sensitive to the judgments of others. Limit social media consumption. Social media is a breeding ground for comparison and judgment. Be mindful of how much time you spend on these platforms and the impact they have on your self-esteem. Detachment from external opinions is not a one-time achievement, but an ongoing practice. It requires constant vigilance and a commitment to self-awareness. But the rewards are immense. Greater peace of mind, stronger self-confidence, and the freedom to live authentically according to your own values. This can be achieved through mindfulness and keeping a journal to stay focused on your goals. 2. Focusing on the present moment, the power of now. The original transcript correctly identifies the importance of focusing on the present moment, a concept central to both Stoicism and many Eastern philosophies like Buddhism. Aurelius understood that anxiety and suffering often stem from dwelling on the past or worrying about the future. The past is immutable. We cannot change what has already happened. The future is uncertain. We cannot predict what will come to pass. The only moment we truly have is the present moment. To be fully present is to engage with our experience without judgment, to appreciate the simple beauty of the world around us, and to find meaning in the ordinary tasks of daily life. It's about savoring a cup of coffee, listening intently to a friend, or appreciating the warmth of the sun on your skin. Modern life often pulls us in 1,000 different directions, making it difficult to stay grounded in the present. We are constantly distracted by our phones, our to-do lists, and the endless stream of information that bombards us. But Aurelius reminds us that we have a choice. We can choose to be present, to focus our attention on the task at hand, and to appreciate the moment as it unfolds. Here are some practical strategies for cultivating present moment awareness. Mindfulness meditation. This is a powerful technique for training your attention to stay in the present. Find a quiet place, sit comfortably, and focus on your breath. When your mind wanders, gently redirect your attention back to your breath. Even a few minutes of daily meditation can make a significant difference. Body scan meditation. This involves focusing your attention on different parts of your body, noticing any sensations without judgment. This helps you to become more aware of your physical presence and to ground yourself in the present moment. Engage your senses. Pay attention to the sights, sounds, smells, tastes, and textures of your environment. Notice the details that you often overlook. Single tasking. Avoid multitasking. Focus on one task at a time and give it your full attention. This will not only improve your productivity, but also increase your sense of presence. Gratitude practice. Take time each day to appreciate the good things in your life. This helps you to shift your focus from what is lacking to what is present. Digital detox. Set aside time each day to disconnect from technology. Turn off your phone, close your laptop, and spend time in nature or with loved ones. Mindful walking. Pay attention to the sensations of your feet on the ground, the movement of your body, and the rhythm of your breath as you walk. Living in the present moment is not about ignoring the past or neglecting the future. It's about acknowledging their existence without allowing them to dominate your attention. The past can provide valuable lessons, and the future can inspire us to set goals and make plans. But true happiness and fulfillment are found in the present, in the here and now. 3. Viewing adversity as an opportunity for growth, turning trials into triumph. Aurelius, as the original transcript stated, didn't shy away from hardship. He embraced it as an essential part of the human experience. He believed that adversity is not something to be feared or avoided, but rather an opportunity for growth and self-improvement. This perspective is a radical departure from our culture's obsession with comfort and ease. We are constantly bombarded with messages telling us that we deserve to be happy and that we should avoid anything that causes us pain or discomfort. But Aurelius argues that it is precisely through facing challenges that we develop strength, resilience, and wisdom. He often used the analogy of a fire. A fire that is sheltered from the wind will quickly die out, but a fire that is exposed to the wind will burn stronger and brighter. Similarly, we grow stronger and more resilient when we face adversity. Here are some ways to reframe adversity as an opportunity for growth. Focus on what you can control. When faced with a difficult situation, it's easy to feel overwhelmed and helpless. But Aurelius reminds us that we always have control over our own thoughts, actions, and attitudes. Focus on what you can control and let go of what you cannot. Ask, what can I learn from this? Every challenge presents an opportunity to learn and grow. Ask yourself what you can learn from this experience and how you can use it to become a better person. Develop resilience. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from setbacks. It's not about avoiding adversity, but about learning how to cope with it effectively. Cultivate gratitude. Even in the midst of hardship, there's always something to be grateful for. Focusing on gratitude can help you to maintain a positive attitude and to find meaning in difficult circumstances. Seek support. Don't be afraid to ask for help when you need it. Talking to friends, family, or a therapist can provide valuable support and perspective. Practice self-compassion. Be kind to yourself during difficult times. Treat yourself with the same compassion and understanding that you would offer to a friend. Remember your past successes. Reflect on times in the past when you overcame challenges. This can remind you of your strength and resilience. Viewing adversity as an opportunity for growth is not about denying the pain or difficulty of the situation. It's about choosing to respond with courage, resilience, and a commitment to learning and growing. When we embrace this perspective, we transform challenges into stepping stones on the path to a more fulfilling life. 4. Practice reflection and self-talk. The inner dialogue for clarity. Aurelius was a master of self-reflection, as pointed out in the original transcript. His Meditations is essentially a record of his own inner dialogue, a constant process of examining his thoughts, motives, and actions. He believed that rational self-talk is essential for maintaining emotional equilibrium and making wise decisions. In today's world, we are often encouraged to suppress our emotions or to act impulsively. We are told to just do it or to follow your heart. But Aurelius argues that we should always subject our emotions to the scrutiny of reason. He believed that emotions can be powerful motivators, but they can also lead us astray if they are not tempered by logic and wisdom. The key to effective self-talk is to be honest with yourself, to acknowledge your flaws and weaknesses, but also to recognize your strengths and potential. It's about challenging negative thoughts and replacing them with more rational and constructive ones. It's about reminding yourself of your values and commitments, and about holding yourself accountable for your actions. Here are some techniques for practicing rational reflection and self-talk. Journaling. Writing down your thoughts and feelings can help you to gain clarity and perspective. It allows you to step back from your emotions and to examine them objectively. Cognitive restructuring. This technique involves identifying negative thought patterns and challenging their validity. Ask yourself if there is evidence to support your negative thoughts, or if they are based on assumptions or biases. Affirmations. Repeating positive statements can help you to reprogram your subconscious mind and to build self-confidence. Mindful breathing. When you're feeling overwhelmed or anxious, take a few deep breaths. This can help you to calm your nervous system and to clear your mind. Role-playing. Imagine yourself in a challenging situation and practice how you would respond. This can help you to prepare for difficult conversations or decisions. Seeking feedback. Ask trusted friends or colleagues for feedback on your behavior. This can provide valuable insights into your blind spots and areas for improvement. Meditation. Meditation helps with self-reflection and allows you to focus on your thoughts with a clear and sound mind. Practicing reflection and self-talk is not about becoming emotionless or suppressing your feelings. It's about learning to manage your emotions effectively and to use your reason to guide your actions. When we engage in this inner dialogue, we become more self-aware, more rational, and more resilient. We develop the ability to navigate the complexities of life with greater clarity and wisdom. Expanding beyond the transcript. Additional pillars of Stoic calm. While the original transcript touches on crucial aspects of Aurelius's philosophy, it's important to delve deeper into the broader Stoic framework that underpinned his thinking. Here are some additional pillars of Stoic calm. 5. Virtue as the sole good. Living a life of excellence. Stoicism is fundamentally an ethical philosophy, emphasizing the importance of virtue as the sole good and the foundation for a fulfilling life. Virtue, in the Stoic sense, is not simply about following rules or adhering to social norms. It's about cultivating inner excellence, developing character traits such as wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance. Aurelius believed that external goods, such as wealth, fame, and pleasure, are ultimately fleeting and unreliable. They can be taken away from us at any time, and they do not guarantee happiness. True happiness, he argued, comes from living a virtuous life, from striving to be the best version of ourselves. Living a virtuous life is not always easy. It requires constant effort and self-discipline. It means making difficult choices, even when it is not in our immediate self-interest. It means standing up for what is right, even when it is unpopular. But Aurelius believed that the rewards of virtue are immeasurable: inner peace, self-respect, and a sense of purpose. Here are some ways to cultivate virtue in your own life. Study Stoic philosophy. Read the works of Aurelius, Epictetus, Seneca, and other Stoic thinkers. Identify your values. What virtues are most important to you? What kind of person do you want to be? Practice self-discipline. Set goals for yourself and work diligently to achieve them. Resist temptations that would lead you astray from your values. Act with justice. Treat others fairly and with respect. Stand up for those who are being mistreated. Cultivate courage. Face your fears and challenges with bravery and determination. Exercise temperance. Practice moderation in all things. Avoid excesses that could harm your health or well-being. Be mindful of your actions. Reflect on your actions each day and ask yourself if you are living in accordance with your values. Living a life of virtue is a lifelong journey, not a destination. It requires constant effort and self-reflection. But Aurelius believed that it is the only path to true happiness and fulfillment. 6. Understanding the dichotomy of control, acceptance, and action. The dichotomy of control, as mentioned previously, is a fundamental concept in Stoic philosophy. It distinguishes between what is within our control and what is not. We have control over our thoughts, actions, judgments, and intentions. We do not have control over external events, the actions of others, or the opinions of others. Aurelius argued that much of our suffering stems from trying to control things that are beyond our control. We worry about the future, we regret the past, and we get angry at others for their behavior. But all of these are futile efforts. We cannot change the past, we cannot predict the future, and we cannot control the actions of others. The key to Stoic calm is to focus on what we can control and to accept what we cannot. This does not mean that we should be passive or indifferent. It means that we should direct our energy and efforts towards things that are within our sphere of influence, and to let go of things that are not. Here are some ways to apply the dichotomy of control in your own life. Identify what you can control. In any given situation, take a moment to identify what is within your control and what is not. Focus on your actions. Direct your energy and efforts towards taking action that is aligned with your values and goals. Accept what you cannot control. Let go of your attachment to outcomes. Accept that things will not always go as planned. Practice negative visualization. Imagine the worst-case scenario. This can help you to prepare for potential challenges and to appreciate what you have. Focus on your response. You may not be able to control what happens to you, but you can control how you respond. Choose to respond with courage, wisdom, and compassion. Let go of expectations. Expectations can lead to disappointment and frustration. Let go of your expectations of others and of the world. Embrace impermanence. Everything is constantly changing. Accept the impermanence of life. Understanding the dichotomy of control is a powerful tool for reducing stress, increasing resilience, and cultivating inner peace. It allows us to focus our energy on what truly matters and to let go of the rest. 7. The importance of reason, guiding principle. Stoicism places a strong emphasis on the importance of reason as the guiding principle for our thoughts, actions, and judgments. Aurelius believed that reason is the key to understanding the world and to living a virtuous life. Reason allows us to distinguish between what is true and what is false, between what is good and what is bad. It allows us to make informed decisions and to act in accordance with our values. It also helps us to manage our emotions and to avoid being swayed by irrational impulses. In today's world, we are often bombarded with misinformation, propaganda, and emotional appeals. It is more important than ever to cultivate our ability to think critically and to use reason to guide our actions. Here are some ways to cultivate reason in your own life. Study logic. Learn the principles of logic and critical thinking. Challenge your assumptions. Question your beliefs and assumptions. Are they based on evidence and reason, or on emotions and biases? Seek out diverse perspectives. Listen to different points of view, even those that you disagree with. Engage in debate. Practice arguing your points of view with others, using logic and evidence to support your claims. Read widely. Read books and articles on a variety of subjects. This will expose you to new ideas and perspectives. Reflect on your experiences. Take time to reflect on your experiences and to learn from your mistakes. Be open-minded. Be willing to change your mind when presented with new evidence or arguments. Reason is not simply about intellectual analysis. It is about cultivating a mindset of curiosity, objectivity, and critical thinking. It is about striving to understand the world as it truly is and to live in accordance with its natural laws. 8. Amor fati, loving your fate. Amor fati, Latin for love of fate, is a powerful Stoic concept that encourages us to embrace everything that happens to us in life, both good and bad. It is not about passively accepting whatever comes our way, but about actively choosing to love and appreciate our fate, even when it is difficult or painful. Aurelius believed that everything that happens to us is part of the natural order of the universe, and that we should not resist it. He argued that resisting our fate is like trying to swim upstream. It is exhausting and ultimately futile. Instead, we should accept our fate with grace and gratitude, and use it as an opportunity to learn and grow. Amor fati is not about denying the reality of suffering or pretending that everything is always perfect. It is about choosing to respond to adversity with courage, resilience, and a commitment to finding meaning in our experiences. Here are some ways to cultivate amor fati in your own life. Acceptance. Accept that things will not always go as planned. Gratitude. Appreciate the good things in your life, even in the midst of hardship. Resilience. Bounce back from setbacks with courage and determination. Meaning. Find meaning in your experiences, even the painful ones. Purpose. Live a life that is aligned with your values and goals. Forgiveness. Forgive yourself and others for past mistakes. Empathy. Understand and compassion for others. Amor fati is a transformative practice that can help us to find peace, meaning, and joy in the midst of life's inevitable challenges. It is about embracing our fate, not as a burden to be endured, but as an opportunity to live a more authentic and fulfilling life. 9. Memento mori, remembering mortality. Memento mori, Latin for remember you must die, is another important Stoic concept that encourages us to contemplate our own mortality. It is not about dwelling on death in a morbid way, but about using the awareness of our limited time on Earth to motivate us to live more fully and meaningfully. Aurelius believed that contemplating our mortality can help us to appreciate the preciousness of life and to focus on what truly matters. It can help us to let go of trivial concerns and to prioritize our values. It can also inspire us to live with greater urgency and purpose. Here are some ways to practice memento mori in your own life. Reflect on death. Take time to reflect on your own mortality. Set priorities. Focus on what truly matters to you. Let go of trivial concerns. Stop worrying about things that don't really matter. Live with purpose. Live a life that is aligned with your values. Appreciate the present moment. Savor the beauty and joy of each day. Forgive others. Let go of grudges and resentments. Express gratitude. Appreciate the people and things in your life. Memento mori is a powerful reminder that life is short and that we should make the most of every moment. It is about living with intention, purpose, and gratitude. Integrating Stoic principles into daily life. A practical guide. The Stoic principles outlined above are not merely abstract philosophical concepts. They are practical tools that can be used to improve our lives and to cultivate inner calm. Here's a practical guide for integrating these principles into your daily routine. Morning ritual. Start your day with a few minutes of Stoic reflection. Read a passage from Meditations or another Stoic text. Reflect on your values and intentions for the day. Practice gratitude for the good things in your life. Throughout the day, be mindful of your thoughts, actions, and emotions. When you experience negative emotions, take a moment to pause and reflect. Ask yourself what is within your control and what is not. Challenge negative thoughts and replace them with more rational and constructive ones. Practice living in the present moment. Evening review. At the end of the day, review your actions and decisions. Ask yourself if you lived in accordance with your values. Identify areas where you can improve. Practice forgiveness for yourself and others. Weekly reflection. Once a week, take time to reflect on your progress in integrating Stoic principles into your life. What are you doing well? What areas need improvement? Set goals for the coming week. Long-term commitment. Stoicism is not a quick fix. It is a lifelong journey of self-improvement. Commit to practicing Stoic principles consistently over the long term. Challenges and misconceptions. Addressing common pitfalls. It's important to acknowledge that the path to Stoic calm is not always smooth. There will be challenges and setbacks along the way. It's also important to address some common misconceptions about Stoicism. Stoicism is not about suppressing emotions. Stoicism is not about becoming emotionless or suppressing your feelings. It is about learning to manage your emotions effectively and to use your reason to guide your actions. Stoicism is not about being passive. Stoicism is not about passively accepting whatever comes your way. It is about actively choosing to respond to adversity with courage, resilience, and a commitment to finding meaning in our experiences. Stoicism is not about being selfish. Stoicism is not about being indifferent to the suffering of others. It is about cultivating compassion and empathy and about striving to create a more just and equitable world. Stoicism is not easy. Stoicism requires constant effort and self-discipline. It is a lifelong journey of self-improvement. Stoicism isn't a cure-all. Stoicism can be a valuable tool for improving your life, but is not a cure-all for all problems. If you're struggling with serious mental health issues, it is important to seek professional help. By understanding these challenges and misconceptions, we can avoid common pitfalls and make the most of our Stoic journey. Stoicism and modern psychology, a convergence of wisdom. It's fascinating to note the convergence between Stoic philosophy and modern psychology, particularly in areas like cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, and mindfulness-based practices. CBT, for example, emphasizes the role of thoughts in shaping our emotions and behaviors, a core tenet of Stoicism. CBT techniques, such as cognitive restructuring, directly align with Aurelius's emphasis on challenging negative thoughts and replacing them with more rational and constructive ones. Mindfulness practices, which focus on cultivating present moment awareness, also resonates strongly with Stoic principles. By learning to observe our thoughts and feelings without judgment, we can create a space between stimulus and response, allowing us to make more conscious and deliberate choices, rather than being swept away by our emotions. This convergence suggests that the wisdom of the Stoics is not simply an antiquated philosophy, but a timeless guide for living a more fulfilling and resilient life. By integrating Stoic principles with modern psychological techniques, we can create a powerful synergy that enhances our well-being and helps us to navigate the complexities of the modern world. Marcus Aurelius's philosophy provides a timeless roadmap for navigating the challenges of life with equanimity and inner peace. By detaching from external validation, embracing the present moment, viewing adversity as opportunity, practicing reflection, cultivating virtue, understanding the dichotomy of control, embracing reason, and contemplating mortality, we can build our own inner citadel, a fortress of calm and strength that can withstand the storms of life. This is how the original transcript highlights, and the expanded content emphasizes the best ways to practice and find meaning in Stoicism. The journey to Stoic calm is not a destination, but a continuous process of self-improvement. It requires constant effort, self-discipline, and a commitment to living in accordance with our values. But the rewards are immense: greater peace of mind, stronger self-confidence, and the freedom to live authentically according to our own principles. As you embark on your Stoic journey, remember that you are not alone. Millions of people throughout history have found solace and guidance in the wisdom of the Stoics. Draw inspiration from their example, and never give up on your quest for inner peace and fulfillment. Focus on what you can control. Your thoughts, actions, and intentions are within your power. External events are not. Cultivate virtue. Strive to be wise, just, courageous, and temperate in all your actions. Practice present moment awareness. Engage fully with the here and now, without dwelling on the past or worrying about the future. Reframe adversity. View challenges as opportunities for growth and self-improvement. Engage in rational reflection. Challenge negative thoughts and replace them with more rational and constructive ones. Embrace amor fati. Love your fate, accepting everything that happens to you as part of the natural order of the universe. Remember memento mori. Contemplate your own mortality to appreciate the preciousness of life and to focus on what truly matters. Live with purpose. Align your actions with your values and strive to make a meaningful contribution to the world. Seek knowledge. Always learn more about yourself and the world to grow as a person. By integrating these key takeaways into your daily life, you can begin to build your own inner citadel and to experience the transformative power of Stoic calm. Now that you know the key takeaways, start with the small things to have a greater impact on your life.